How
Hello.
are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Ashley?
I'm so good. I'm so good. So it's Thursday and we're doing
I,
this.
I wanted to say also Wednesday. It's so confusing because we always have on Wednesday, and it's so automatic nowadays. But
I know.
Thursday's good. We like to mix up things.
I know. I almost said happy Wednesday.
Me
Thank
too.
you so much to everyone who's attending today and who's so forgiving of us changing the date last minute. Lagla was on a really awesome vacation, so you
Yes,
can
that's why
message
I
her
have this
later.
glowing tan.
So, thanks so much for joining us on Brand Experience Live on Thursday today. So, my name is Ashley Pireda, and I'm one of the co hosts of Brand Experience Live. It is a LinkedIn Live video podcast that we do every single week at normally 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays. And this is a video podcast where we get to explore incredible brands and individuals that are serving incredible brand experience for their prospects, buyers, candidates, employees, and even investors, depending on if they're a startup or not. And as usual, I am joined by my lovely, incredible partner of Ivory Gold and co-host, Lagla Moink.
Hello. So nice to actually say now every call. Before we were like doing everything on the cover a little bit, first few episodes. But yeah, I can't believe it's already. If you don't know me, then I'm Lagla Moik. I'm also one of the co-hosts here and also working with obviously lovely Ashley building Ivory Gold brand, what we're going to get into in a minute. But meanwhile, I can't believe it's been, I think we're showing up, it's our 9th episode now. So
I know.
how?
How did that happen?
It's just incredible. I don't know. And I don't know how you feel. Like for me, it's all about feeling. It's just the more we do it, the more I'm just discovering how amazing and talented humans we connect every day.
Yes.
And I didn't even know 9 weeks ago that something like that is possible. So this opportunity showing up, obviously, it's a commitment from everyone. And doing it's just been incredible. Even it's been for me personally, incredible journey just to evolve with it, let it happen and see how it goes. But yeah, it's been incredible. I love it.
I know. I feel the same. It's so funny because when we started doing this, no one knew about Ivory Gold, and it was very undercover. We weren't ready to announce it yet because we're still developing, our website and certain things, and like so hush hush. It was so hard for me, at least, to come on our podcast and not be able to talk about like, oh, we're doing this for a reason, guys. We really want to genuinely help the community and business owners and individuals, solopreneurs around us, even leaders.
Yeah.
We really wanted to help, and we do want to help you create better teams, better experiences, more evangelists for your brand as far as your buyers and, even investors, and being able to do this on the podcast every week and really highlight the brands that are doing these things. I mean, we've had some great guests so far. I feel incredible about how we've started this podcast and the support that we've had from the community and people who show up every week.
Well, that's the thing is like this showing up is just like people are busy and they take the time, not only coming as our guest on the podcast, but also listening, tuning in, and sending us these lovely comments, feedback. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. So you as much involved as we are, so we just have to do that on the screen.
So I have a question. I know we're going to talk about, the common theme that we've seen amongst everyone, but who has been your favorite that we've had on so far?
Of course. Oh my God. Of course, I knew something like that's going to come. It's really, really, I can't say one favorite, honestly, because for me, these are all the people who I actually really like. And they just have this positivity. They love what they do. Either they work for a great companies and they obviously build internally great brand and brand experience, or they have decided to go a bit more as a solopreneurs or entrepreneurs and actually building community and brand experiences for the people. So please don't ask me to say one name because I have to mention them all then, you know. What about you now? Ashley, tell me your favorites.
And that's so funny because every time that I think about them, I'm like, oh, that's my favorite. Nope, this is my favorite. I love this conversation. I love them all. I think for the same reason, like for me, the common theme that I've seen, regardless if we're talking to someone who is heading a community of 30,000 or they're heading a nonprofit or a mission or, you know, they're leading an organization or they're a leader in an organization like, you know, Dawn Barnett at London House Chicago. I mean, the common theme that I see from everyone, regardless of if we're talking about candidate experience, employee experience, prospect, buyer, it doesn't matter. Everyone is so purposely focused with genuine positive intent on people.
Yes.
And so whenever I think about like, oh, they're my favorite, they're all my favorite for different reasons, and it's so hard.
And it's just like honestly, one thing, like you said, they are very purpose driven, and as again, either they work like, I think we have to give credit to Don at the moment because he was our first guest. You know, he had no even clue what to expect. You know, he was so brave. So yeah, you know, the others could look during the podcast and then take from there, but. It's really the people, and it's really what you want to get out of it, you know, like either, you know, being a leader, like working with a great brand, a business. It's really what you're trying to offer and get out of it, you know, for yourself as well. And I think main thing what I noticed as well, they have fun when they do it. It's not just they do it showing up, oh, it's Monday and I have to go because I get paid for it. No, these people show up, and some of these people don't even get paid for it, you know. So it's incredible. I mean, the more we do it, the more I'm just like getting amazed myself that seriously, like I would have to say again, people, this planet wouldn't exist, you know, without this amazing community, we wouldn't exist, you know.
Yeah. So, super grateful. And I mean, having these conversations every week too, you know, for you and I, we've known each other since March, and we immediately connected on our beliefs in terms of how people should be treated along whatever process they're in at a company, right? Going back to like if it's employer experience or if it is buyer experience, we genuinely believe that it should be a positive personal experience for anyone that's involved, because the way that you make people feel, regardless of the why behind it or the what the purpose is, but the way that you make people feel really can make or break your intentions or what you want long term. And I feel like through all of these conversations that we've had too, it's really led to more meaningful relationships about or conversations about Ivory Gold and the prospects and the clients that, you know, we speak to as well. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's given us a lot more meaning to our conversations going in on our discovery calls or in the clients that we're working with.
Yeah, and I think it's just no right or wrong answer here. Like, I agree with you. It's about, for me, it's also what feeling, you know, obviously the business brand or these people, you know, like how I relate to them also is like, at the end of the day, we all want to build that trust. And why? Because we want to do business with you. Either it's today or tomorrow or in the near future, you know. Let's build that long-term relationship and trust. And that's why doing that brand experience and obviously showing up, it means, you know, there are different touch points all the time where we connect with these people. And hopefully in the future, there's something we can work along or we just build a great friendship, you know, and connections. You know, so it's super nice, but yeah, I mean it's been really amazing, and I think it's just for us like how we evolve now. What we were thinking beginning when we started that we were obviously very strategic about this podcast. We said we're not gonna just do it for fun. Obviously it's fun as well, but we try to talk about brand experience and get people also, you know, buying from people. So it's always important, like for any business or even just not a podcast, but also any business, to build the buy-in from the community, from your audience,
Mm-hmm.
So we were very strategic about it very quickly, and it just started to evolve itself. And I think it helped us when we have our discovery calls with either new
Yes.
leads or potential clients, already clients. It just really helps us to, I think, see a different and bigger picture. So it's been very helpful, yeah. So it's been definitely a learning curve for both of us, I think.
I think it's, and that's something about really going back to brand experience as well. And this is not just a term that like we blow smoke and we take
Yeah.
lightly. Like it's not just some like, oh, glitter and rainbows kind of term that like I totally get it. People from branding and marketing in the past have a negative rap for coming up with these like super cheesy, corny things that really don't add value to what
Yeah.
individuals are looking for. But when we're talking about, creating better brand experiences, it's not just, okay, we're going to color pretty pictures. It's let's talk about your business strategy. Let's talk about your brand strategy, hopefully, if you already have it. Let's talk
Yes.
about your revenue goals, the team that you have, or your long term intent. And we're going to strategize your execution where we believe it matters most based on your goals,
Yeah.
whether it's processes and procedures or it's CRM workflows, sequencing, it's marketing, social media, digital, email. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the intent of creating a positive brand experience for whomever it is that you're targeting throughout those processes. Because for a lot of people, like if you're a solopreneur, for example, you're doing everything by yourself.
Exactly.
You're gonna drop positive brand experience somewhere if you don't have proper things properly set up in your business that remove
Yeah.
stress from you. So I don't know. Like brand experience is not just some like corny unicorn phrase for me at all. There's strategic intent behind it.
Remember, brand is everything, the elements what are actually supporting that whole experience. And like you mentioned, one thing is just building the website, but as a kind of potential new maybe user or your potential customer client, if they go to a website, if the message is unclear, if they don't understand what you're doing or what you're trying to solve, and they pop into your social media platform, it's even more confusing, and maybe there is no obviously visual aspects, no visual stuff,
Yeah.
anything. They're gonna leave because they just don't understand how can you help them. But I think the brands who really taking time to invest, and they like obviously making sure that they are presented, the website is out there, the message is clear, this is what I do, this is how I can help you, and then going over also to social media, they have obviously supporting like visually, they talk about it, like even like LinkedIn platform is great, immediately me as a potential customer, I feel like, okay, I'm connecting already. There is actually, they can help me, they can solve me. I can trust this brand. And again, it's hopefully will lead to this connection, and building trust and doing business together. So, and it's the same as either, now I'm talking from customer point of view, but you can be also employee, when I'm choosing the company to work with, I
Yeah.
want to see, what this all about before I even probably go to that interview, because I probably
Mm-hmm.
already know 70% of my head, is that the right thing for me or not? And trust me, today people don't have time to waste on bad interviews. They probably
Yeah.
will just say no very quickly. So,
Yeah.
so just if you're trying to attract talent, then really take time, and it's okay. Like if you don't have this internally available, this resources, go outside. Like us, even like our brand. What we do, we help businesses to really to align and see, okay, we're
Mm.
extension of your business, how we can help,
Yes.
making sure that you either attract the best talent or going out with the best product and service. So that's why it's okay to ask help and
And
actually get.
I mean, I want to mention too, even if you don't have this immediate need for visual brand representation externally, just being able to create proper structure and processes for, your current customers or what happens after you onboard a new candidate.
Yeah.
Are you able to properly tell them expectations for this is how your training is going to go? This is who you're going to be meeting with. Is everyone in alignment?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a client that we're working on strategy right now where they don't advertise externally because they're within the health and wellness, like medical
Yeah.
practice space. So a lot of their clientele for their practice comes in through insurance and referrals. So like there's nothing that we can do there. But the one thing that we're helping with is to create an impactful brand experience strategy after a patient comes in or after a new client comes in, being able to continue to nurture that relationship and provide other value in terms of
Yeah.
education or digital products or other services that are outside of that initial scope, and helping them understand, okay, we're going to write down the flow of your process. We're going to help you align it with, emails and talking about
Yeah.
your process with your patients and your clients so that they trust you immediately. I feel like that's something that most individuals are looking for, is like, can I trust this
Yeah.
person or this brand? And
Uh,
what we're doing for her it's not visual at all.
no. I think it's been really good with her as well. Like, I think from the first few already, when we had the calls with her and actually meetings, she realized, I mean, she's offering amazing service, but no one even
Mhm.
knows about it, and getting it out there and also injecting confidence in her that saying, what you're doing is great, but now we need to talk about it a little bit more because your new clients, so your new customers need to find you, and that's something for her been really eye opener, because she didn't realize how much more she can do in order
Yeah.
to incorporate XYZ. So that's again it's a good thing. Like, she actually was brave enough to say, okay, I might need maybe some guidance, some help, some strategic partnership with someone. And that's been so good that she trusted us to actually step in and work with her alongside and really building that relationship, because we want her to see her succeed, really at the end of the day. I can bring also example, actually. Been working with this, actually it's like dental cosmetic dentist, for
Yeah.
a while now, and it's been over 3 years actually, like how we've been building the brand. I said, what it started from 2019 to now, it's completely different. We were also like open to new things. I think at the end of the day, what was a very big thing for us was actually listening to our clients and patients, what they want. And I tell you something,
Yes.
like, if you think, oh, they come with this through insurance referral, trust me, they buy in more. They will stay. They're willing to
Yes.
even
They
leave
can
their
still
own
go somewhere
practice.
else.
No. It's so they yeah, exactly. They actually people are not so, unless you offer them this one whole service somewhere, one stop. People like, it's convenient for them, So make
Yeah.
sure it's
Yes.
easy. One stop things, everything if you can, like, obviously incorporate everything to that client, customer, employee, anything, because they don't leave. Then they think, we had so many clients who actually stitched their old practices and came to my client because they offered this one-stop service, everything in
Mhm.
one place, and they are upselling now all other things, not just
Yep.
only like general dentistry, but all other stuff. And this is actually where it's adding value now happens, So
Yes.
be there and be open and incorporate and be ready to make these changes. If you don't want to change, then you're not gonna, new great things can't happen to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically like adapt or die, right? Like
Yeah.
it's the way that it is. Things are going to constantly be changing, and it is up to you if you want to grow long term as a solopreneur or as a small business or even a larger corporation. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
leader within it, you have a big impact on the way that your people feel, how they serve your customers, how new customers are acquired, and the overall just atmosphere of what goes on in the business. um
Yes.
I think that I think that a lot of people need to think more about putting themselves in the shoes of whomever is in the conversation, right? Whether it's your employees or your
Yeah.
candidates or prospects, buyers, it doesn't matter. What they care about most, those individuals, is what can you do for me to make my life easier and to
Exactly.
enhance my life in a positive way. Doesn't matter if it's B2B, B2C, D2C, employee, none of that matters. Everybody cares about themselves. So your job is to make them feel better.
Remember, like instead of say happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Then I like to say then happy customer, happy business. So I don't know. I just it's a really bad joke now. But talking about like experiences, my jokes. So talking about experiences,
She's here all
actually,
day, guys.
Exactly. We had a guest, our last guest. What really kind of rings my ears until today is Justin Davis, and I really loved how very long-standing business really empowering the employees to build like obviously their own brand internally. So that's what I absolutely love it, And they said if we let them go, it's because they're so good now, and they handed over to something better, So talking about personal brand is, I believe, I went to the conference recently, and I didn't say anything about Ivory Cold. I actually went as myself, I represented myself as a Lagla Moik. And people connect with you because they didn't know who's Ivory Cold. And I say, obviously, we do have a brand called Ivory Cold afterwards, after we had the conversation. And the feedback was really, really awesome, was saying that I actually loved connecting with you rather than some Ivory Gold brand, So I really loved it.
Yes.
Talking about personal brand, so building that personal brand within the business because it can refer connections back to you and back to your business. And Ashley, I think you're a great example, because tell us what happened recently, while you've been obviously so active here in LinkedIn community and building your personal brand. What's going on? Tell us some news. Don't blush.
So, I mean, for me, right, obviously, I'm all about building your individual brand. I like to say individual. I hate the word personal brand. It's a necessary evil because everybody knows it is that. But it's not really personal, right? Most times when we go to create our individual brand on LinkedIn or TikTok or Instagram, or maybe we're doing a blog or whatever it is that you're doing, the intent is to create a better life experience for yourself.
Yes.
And that could, and the world around you, if you're doing it right? If you're if you're really focused on changing the world for positive, you're focused on solving problems, helping others do better, helping yourself achieve higher financial status through whatever it is that you're working on, or to create a bigger network around you, whatever the reason, right? Grow your career, grow your business, become a thought leader so you could be a keynote speaker, be in things like magazines and podcasts. So
tell us.
Me, I mean, a lot of individuals that are here supporting me still 6 months after I started my really with intent, my individual brand journey on LinkedIn. I started talking about my history with child abuse in April. It was Child Abuse Awareness Month, so I came out. I talked about my history with child sexual abuse, physical abuse, overcoming my trauma, my journey through it, going through childhood suicide, and all the things that I did, and then being diagnosed with PTSD. Complex PTSD finally 7 years ago when I started my healing journey. And coming out about that, especially on a platform like LinkedIn, was very nerve-wracking because, April wasn't that long ago. But in terms of talking about these sort of things, we still didn't talk about them yet, even just 6 months ago. And getting the feedback and the reach that I had globally, and people reaching out about that, that's what really had me feel positive about dedicating a mental health mission to Free Skin Co. that launched June 28th. And so as far as Free Skin Co. goes, like, yes, my little babies are back there. Thank you to Lagla, who tells me I have to keep them.
Honestly, like I saw opportunity. I was like, why are we talking? And I'm looking like some empty wall. I said, you have such a beautiful, colorful brand, just put it behind there. And I'm so happy to see you listen to my advice. It's so great.
But like, the brand is like, yes, it's clean. And yes, there's no chemicals and it's made for sensitive skin and like they're good for you products, but they're bright and they're fun. And the whole mission is to drive a happy and mentally healthy well-being internally and externally. So the mental health mission is dedicated to the brand. Right now in October, we are donating 50% of all profits to bettering mental health. I'm really proud of this mission and my story, right? Me talking about my story behind this brand and my whys and how I genuinely love helping others to become better, whether it's through Ivory Gold and our mission here, or it's through Free Skin Co.
Yeah.
I've gotten so many opportunities to be in like top 100 lists and top 1000 lists. And I've been on so many podcasts talking about my story and my passions and really how to help the world around us. And in a couple of weeks, there is going to be a magazine article in a female entrepreneurial magazine that's printed to 42,000 other female entrepreneurs. And I'm going to be in this magazine because someone saw my products. They looked me up on LinkedIn. They connected with my story and my mission and my passion and the journey that I'm on that I genuinely care about and believe in. And they reached out to me and were so excited to have me talk about everything Ivory Gold and Free Skin Co. and mental health and how I could also help the female entrepreneurs within their community to focus on these same things. And I'm so stinking excited, y'all. Like, I cannot wait to actually take a picture with this magazine. It's a real magazine and share it with everyone. I'm so excited about it.
Me too. I remember when you told me, I was like, wow, it's amazing, and genuinely so happy. And honestly, like, I think it's been now since, we connected in March. So it's been around 6 months soon. Yeah, it's 6 months. So I've seen how your personal, really your brand's been evolving. And this is so good. You're actually pushing me to show up as well, and this is good because this is like pushing me out of comfort zone. And I totally genuinely believe that. And this is again, like one of these connection points, if it's though it's referring back to Ivory Gold or your Free Skin Co. Business afterwards, it comes from these touch points. They know who you are, what you do, what you're passionate about. They are relating it to it, and then they can basically, who knows, in the future to link to you, to the business.
And that's the power of individual brand, whether, and a lot of employers really need to know this. When you're encouraging your people to build their individual brand, it's not for you. You are a positive result of allowing them to build their brand. And this really needs to be known, right? If you're creating employee advocacy programs to teach your people how to build their personal brand and providing them resources to help them talk about the brand if they choose, really what's happening is when you cut those cords and you're not forcing them to talk about the brand, they're more likely to, and they're more likely to be themselves and talk about their purposes and what's driving them and the following to your business, whether it's candidates and potential employees or it's prospects and buyers even, or buyers you currently have that never knew this person and somehow they found. This makes them think differently about your brand indirectly. And going back to Justin Davis and what he talked about, JM Family Enterprises doing, this is an $18 billion company, people. Like, this is not a small company. And they go about it with intent to make their people grow better.
So
that's the purpose.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, it reminds me when I was in a corporate world and I did lots of networking going up, and I was very proud presenting the business I worked, because, but I felt like I never got that support from the
Mm,
business at the time to build my own personal brand. Like simple things, even, like supporting, going to the network events, or maybe even helping to get this like funded, because it was seriously like a good opportunity for the business, and I wanted to represent them. But I felt like the lack of kind of support internally, I could feel like, okay, this is so much I want to give now, because I felt like,
hmm.
okay, they don't value me as much. I
Yes.
probably talk about them and
Yes.
do things, and it's just changing that opinion about them. And what I wanted to get out there
Yes.
eventually, because I wanted to find a brand who actually could see that, wow, this is opportunity. I have I am this free advocate there, brand messenger, talking about it,
Hmm.
going to different events and stuff. And if your brand doesn't support you in this field, or anything,
Yes.
then people will, trust me, they turn it back and thinking, okay, I want to be with the people, businesses who help me to grow personally, professionally, and so on. So that's really,
Yes.
it's super important,
And naming,
So
right? There's several brands that come to mind that I know they don't force their people to talk about the brand. And even if they're not talking about the brand, like, I mean, you and I, we very rarely talk about Ivory Gold unless we're, promoting brand
yeah,
experience live. But I don't really talk directly about selling something. And like, if you think about brands like GM Family Enterprises, a growth marketing firm, which they're going to be on our podcast
yes,
next week. Will Davidson, I'm so excited um, to brag on them. I've worked with them as a client. They're incredible. I'm so excited to tell their story. But growth marketing firm, you think about, Gab Wireless, Nate Randall, who's the CEO, and, his
mm,
people are getting out there building their brands, and just the mission that Gab Wireless has is incredible. It's so selfless, but driven with purpose from personal experience. You think about Qualtrics and the experience that they promote, and like their people, even just their new employees, they provide such an astounding candidate and onboarding experience
yeah,
that their new employees go out there on LinkedIn for the first time in their lives and talk about what an amazing experience it was to go through the process at Qualtrics. And then they start
yeah,
building their personal brand. Like Qualtrics didn't tell them to do that. And the same with
no,
HubSpot and Rev Genius. Jared Robin, we talked about building community and inspiring people around you. I mean, he doesn't force Brianna Doe to go out and represent anything about Rev Genius. She talks about her own experiences and what she's passionate about. And
yeah,
then that ties back into Rev Genius and the community that they're building. Everything is indirectly done because you're allowing your people to be people.
exactly. And this is like, amen to that, But actually,
I know.
do you understand? We love to talk so much, but I'm very aware of time. So I wanted to
Yes,
actually,
yes.
because I believe like we are very open and transparent in terms of the business and everything, isn't it? So I believe
Yeah.
also, I recall this like open, transparent. So we are open to. I just wanted to give a shout out. We've been discussing that we're open to partnerships. Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
Hi, puppy. Puppy. That just made everyone happy. I guarantee it. And we can't
I
see them.
know this is like partnerships. He knew when to join. The call,
Hello.
but but yeah, I actually wanted to. We discussed it, and I wanted to say like we are open. Like we have amazing community here. These people are talented,
Yes.
passionate what they do,
Oh
like
my
we
gosh.
are. And if you are interested, obviously partnering up with us, and we are mainly like, let's just throw it out there, sales. If it's
Yeah.
something you're passionate about and you are interested in sales, then reach out to us. We want to talk to you so we can
Hmm.
how we can actually work together, how we can help you and you can help us, to succeed.
Yeah.
So
We
information is
know that
below
we
as
don't
well.
do it. Yeah, we know we don't do it alone. Lagla and I are not salespeople. Yes, we
No.
have sales experience, but this is not in our realm of genius that we need to focus on. And we've already created affiliate programs. If you have referral business, we have created a commission program and profit sharing program for individuals that do want to work with us on a regular basis
Yes.
in terms of account management and being a sales executive, you guys know our personality and we know you're here because
Yes.
you are in line with our mission and our passions and changing business the way that it is for individuals of the future. We want to work with you. And we want to partner with you on, the sales front and other opportunities. So please reach out to us. Follow Ivory Gold on LinkedIn if you haven't already. If you are a brand or an individual that is serving an exemplary brand experience for your candidates, employees, prospects, buyers, or investors, we would love to share your story. We want to brag on you and help to teach others how to do the same thing. Please connect with Lagla and I, DM us if you're interested. Yes. We have a short form to fill out to make sure that, you are a good fit. We genuinely want to share stories and make a difference in the world around us.
Absolutely. So, and if you want to, you kind of think, oh my God, I need a little bit of help and I want to see how these Ivory Gold people can help me, then we also have a free discovery call available. So just again, you can find a link in our LinkedIn page. So just book a time and we would be happy to hear from you and see what we can do for you and how we can move forward. Ashley, we have to go. We have to go,
I know. So, I hate saying goodbye. But we're back. We're back next week with Will Davidson from a growth marketing firm. We're going to be talking about their prospect and buyer experience. And I am personally going to vouch for them. They've been fantastic. I've known them for a couple of years now. They've followed me to a few companies. And Will is just one of the most incredible people I've met, especially as a salesperson. I mean, he does it right. So if you are a founder, you're a sales leader, you are in sales, make sure that you tune in because he's got some incredible things to share about how they promote better experiences and really awesome things that are going on at Growth.
Exactly.
But yeah, everybody have a fantastic weekend and we'll see you next week, Wednesday at 12:30.
Yeah, thank you for so much for showing up every Wednesday and supporting us. We wouldn't do it without you. So thank you. See you next week.
Bye.